Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. Well, now that I have your attention and I've made sure you're awake, let's talk about mastering marketing and MENA success in Forex trading, specifically playing the long game. My name is Summer Asaf, and I have over 18 years of experience. Oh, thank you. I'm loud enough. I don't really need it. I have over 18 years of experience in marketing, and I've had the pleasure of working in the UAE, KSA, UK, USA, and my home country, Canada. And after being in Dubai for over a decade, there are two things that I can tell you. Number one, never underestimate the power of branding. And two, never book an important appointment in the middle of Ramadan. Trust me, just don't do it. Now, as you can see, I've had the pleasure of working with some government entities here in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, as well as global organizations. But I've also been able to work with many startups. And one of the things that I find the most important is core messaging to pave the path for success. And today, that's why I want to talk to you about why long-term branding matters. So let me ask you a question. Do you remember any online ads you saw yesterday? Probably not, right? What about an ad or a commercial you saw as a child? I bet you remember a song like that till now, like the song that I played for you when I came on stage. The reason for that is that long-term branding gets to the core of what has an emotional trigger for the audience that you're targeting. And that's the big challenge today. Today we live in a world of digital age where everything is about getting the views, getting the likes and shares. But what do those views and likes actually mean? Do they connect with your customers on an emotional level? Are they watching you for the right reasons? Do they find you credible? Do they respect you? Do they understand the product or the service that you're marketing? And that's why we look at social media these days and we think, yeah, I can get millions of views. I can be an overnight celebrity. But what actually happens and what is actually successful are the brands that look at a storytelling that resonates on a deeper level. So what's a great example of this? Now, some of you may not know this commercial, but I can tell you from my childhood, back in 2001, there was a song that was iconic. It was actually redone from 1968 and became the Venus Gillette ad. Now, this ad became so iconic that their campaign kept this song in their messaging for the next 2 decades. And if you don't know it, I'm going to play a short commercial for you. Now, if you didn't know that song, I guarantee you you'll be singing it for the rest of the day. You're welcome. So what is Forex trading? Now, to somebody like myself that's in marketing, it's really important for me to get to the core of what something is before I can actually start marketing it. And why do you think marketing matters? Forex trading is the art and act of buying and selling currencies to make a profit. But to me, as a marketer, it's way more than just numbers on a screen. When you do Forex trading, it's about behavior, trust, and decision-making under pressure. And to me, that's no different than branding. Just like a trader evaluates which currency will rise or fall, your audience is constantly evaluating your brand, your product, your service, and yourself every day. And a lot of times on a personal or subconscious level, they're asking themselves certain questions. Do I trust this platform? Is this brand credible? Do they understand my needs, my culture, and my values? Now, I say culture because in the Middle East, and specifically the MENA region, relationships and cultural alignment are one of the most important things above any other single data point. And that's why marketing isn't just a support function. It's central to the success in this financial market. So let's look at the Forex trading boom specifically in this region. The UAE isn't just famous anymore for the tallest buildings or fastest cars. We're now booming in Forex trading as well. Did you know that in 2024 alone, trading volumes here reached nearly $469 billion. That's right, I said it, billion dollars. Clearly, trust and credibility are becoming an essential currency in the financial market. So let's look at why are we doing so well here. Well, over 60% of the population are under 30 years old. They're highly tech savvy and they're looking for digital and financial solutions and mobile trading apps. And even though we're talking about the Middle East and North Africa region, each country has its own regulations, cultural nuances, and regulations. So it's really important wherever you're marketing to, or even if you're trying to trade in a certain sector or country, think of these cultural nuances in your messaging. This landscape, personal communications and recommendations and trusted relationships remain gold. No pun intended. So what is localization versus translation? Now, a lot of times people think that I can just translate a message and it will still have the same meaning, but it doesn't. Localization is really important when we're talking about going into a region that has different cultures and languages. Using culturally resonant visuals and color palettes are key, and tapping into regional values like family, security, and entrepreneurship, and stability, not just quick wins or quick views. So the most common mistake that I see are companies that make the age-old mistake of emphasizing flashy, quick sell tactics. For example, let's play a little game. Let's think of a campaign that you're doing for Arab men aged 35 to 50. Now, I'm saying Arab men, and I'm saying this age for a reason, because as you get older or as you're younger, different things matter to you and you have different goals and wants. And again, if you want to be successful in any industry, you have to get to the core of your messaging and understand what's important to the audience that you're targeting. So typically this age bracket in this region have responsibilities. They have dependents like a spouse, children, and even aging parents. So which one do you think would do better? Do you think a trading campaign focused on high-risk, flashy returns would do better? Versus trading campaigns with messaging around responsibility and protecting family finances. Which one do you think would do better? Second. Why? Yes. So in this region, we're looking at a collective society versus an individualistic society. And let me explain very quickly what that means for some of you that may not know. Collective societies think in the terms of we, ours, and together, whereas an individualistic society, such as North America, where I'm from, we have kind of been brought up to think of financial freedom, autonomy, and independence from a very young age. So when we actually think of our personal goals, we think of me, myself, and I. But when we're actually catering to the Middle East, we have to think of a collective society. You have to think of their societal norms and the pressures that are on them to succeed in life. So personal goals here matter as in being successful to raise a family, to support a family, and to take care of your parents. So when you place these factors into your marketing campaign, engagement rates will skyrocket. Believe me, I've seen it firsthand. Language is just a first step, but cultural relevance is where the real magic happens. So how do we build trust and credibility? Trust is your most valuable asset, especially in Forex trading. So it goes without saying that we should have PR and media on our side. Now, going beyond just a sponsored post or an article, think of how you can actually make a campaign that makes sense. Can you do something outside the box? Can you do something that's charitable or a CSR campaign to pay it forward? Do something that allows media outlets to have no choice but to broadcast you. Think of authentic influencers. Again, in this day and age, we see a lot of people coming online and being able to just get views. But what do those views count for? Do they actually matter to the audience that you're targeting? Think of authentic influencers that can actually educate rather than just give hype. And finally, think of government and industry links backings. When you have a government endorsement, especially in the Middle East, people will automatically believe that you're credible. In short, building trust means playing the long game, showing you're committed, credible, and here to stay. So let's talk about short-term marketing. What does that actually mean? Short-term marketing is when you're trying to make a shortcut. So it's kind of like you're on the road and Google Maps tells you that you can shave off 2 minutes of your time if you get to a different route. And suddenly, if you're in Dubai, you're halfway to Oman. Sure, it felt like a shortcut in the beginning, but realistically, it took you off course. And in marketing, and especially in Forex trading, it's the same thing. You can pour money into an aggressive, quick-fire campaign, and you'll see a spike, but without consistency and without trust, those leads will vanish. Long-term branding might seem like a slower route, but it keeps your audience on the path with you. It builds recognition, credibility, and connection, so when they're finally ready to trade, your name is the one that they're going to remember. So what are some effective channels? Where and how do you engage with Forex trading customers in MENA? Social media. Again, you need to think of your target audience and your demographics. If you're targeting a younger audience, TikTok and Instagram are very prominent here, but they're also more entertainment focused. If you want something to have a more professional feel or stats heavy, I would recommend LinkedIn or X, formerly known as Twitter. Events and face-to-face interactions like we are all here today go a long way. Just because we're in a digital era, you cannot take away the power and importance of face-to-face interactions. So wherever you can and however many times you can, make sure that you come in person to meet with people. And finally, one of my most important things to say is an omni-channel strategy. Combine online presence with traditional events creates constant, trustworthy content. And believe it or not, even in 2025, traditional media is still powerful. Despite our obsession with digital, a study by Nielsen confirms that traditional media still holds the highest trust. And when I talk about omni-channel strategy, I talk about different touch points. Think of how you can interact with your customers or your target audience offline as well as online. And think of the powerful rule of 7. When you interact with a client, make sure that they see you at least 7 times, because that actually, on a subconscious level, builds credibility and trust just by them seeing your brand. So traditional media, strategically combined with digital, ensures that your message is resonated deeply and broadly. So what are some key takeaways? How do you make it stick? Embrace complexity, deep localization, and invest in trust and credibility. And finally, blend all your channels smartly. Remember, short-term gains fade, but strong branding endures. Because let's be honest, no one remembers yesterday's online ad, but everyone remembers the brand that they've trusted for years. My name is Summer Asaf. It's been a pleasure speaking to you today, and thank you for your time.